really important to all of us. And lunch was at a commissary, 100 yards away from the stage we were in. So in order to get to lunch, get in line at the cafeteria, get your lunch, get back the 100 yards. The half hour we had for lunch was barely enough just to get there, get your lunch. But when the line got long, you would miss lunch. You couldn't be late for the shooting, that was your job. Lunch was not your job. So I wanted to be first in line for lunch, which I did. I'd hear, lunch, and when I heard love, I was gone. Followed closely by Leonard Nimoy, with his long legs. But my little short legs, first in lunch. So one day he bought a bike. Boom, he was gone. So the next day I bought a chain. Yeah. And one of those American locks that, you know, when you shoot them with a bullet, it shows you a picture of a bullet hitting the lock, but it doesn't. The lock still stands. I mean, a really good lock and a really good chain, and I chained that bike to a fire hydrant. Out I went. He went to get his bike. No. Next day he bought wire cutters. So the following day, I took the bike and I put it in for safekeeping because bikes are stolen a lot. I put it in my dressing room for safekeeping. So I'm gone. And he's saying, where's my bike? And I'm screaming as I'm heading towards the cafeteria, in my dressing room! Shoot. I forgot to tell him. My Dobermans were in the dressing room. Trained to kill. So we went back and forth. At the end, I hung the bike up in the rafters. And had the lighting department put a spotlight on it. And I took him out there, I took him into the stage. He said, where's my bike, Bill? For God's sake, you gotta stop this nonsense, I gotta eat. I'm tall and thin. And I said, turn your eyes to the stars. It was fun, so we had a good time. I remember Marlon Brando saying early on, too, it wasn't when he was an older guy before he died, it was fairly early on how much he hated acting, how much he thought of it as, how he denigrated actors and acting. I'm exactly the opposite. Since I was 6 years old, I've been acting. I've actually never made a living. I've never received money for anything else other than some aspect of entertaining, writing, directing, whatever, acting. I love to solve the problems of playing a part. There are problems playing a part, being an actor, where you get lines and you're trying to figure out what's the best way to deliver this line, what's the character, how does it work, how does it fit with the other people. There's a myriad of problems that require thinking and solutions, playing your instrument, if you will. I've never grown tired of it, and it doesn't matter whether the part is enormous lead or a small part in something else. The problems attached are all the same, just more problems with a bigger part. So I don't have an attitude toward what is my favorite part or what is the best thing. Everything I've done, I try to do it as best I can and solve the problems that are needed to make it the best. So when I come away from something, that's my favorite thing for the moment, because I've solved the problem, or haven't solved the problem. And so I don't think in terms of the best part, or the best thing. It's what I've just done, and whether I've solved the problems. Did I solve the problems of performing for you this morning? I don't know.
Really good. You did a really good job with it.
By the way, what? I missed the last part.
I said that you did a good job you really did a good job as playing a crazy female.
Well, I don't remember. It's been so long. You know, there are essences of everything. There are essences of everything. I was coming here on the airplane and was talking about golf. I bet you're all thinking, where the hell is he going to go? Now, I don't play golf. What I do is I ride horses. I'm totally involved in horses. Their breeding, their care, and competition. I compete all the time in horses, and I'm doing quite well. And I was likening the essence of golf, which I've hardly ever played, but there's a feeling. And I was saying, I'll bet you when you strike the ball, and the ball goes where you want it to go, where you imagined it to go. Well, and the next link was, I used to be an archer. I haven't played around with a bow and arrow in a long time, but I used to be an archer. And in fact, I was a competitor, but I went hunting a lot with a bow and arrow. And if you do free archery, and you're there without a sight, like this, and a bow and arrow, and there, by the way, is a book called Zen and the Art of Archery, which links the bow reunites heaven and earth, and the arrow unites you and the target. That the arrow falls quite quickly, so you have to adjust for gravity by raising the bow. And you have to imagine the arc of the arrow as it goes. When you are able to shoot 75 yards, say, and you're up like this, and the arrow arcs exactly as you imagine and hits the bullseye, which on occasion I was able to do, or when that ball, I would have imagined, goes like this and flies into the sky exactly the way you imagined. Or when you ride a horse and you and the horse are one, and all your signals are in your hands and in your legs, and suddenly everything is unified. You can grasp the essence of everything. And it seemed to me that there was an essence of a woman. And I tried. I know I'm on shaky ground here, but follow me. That's called improvisational speech, and you don't know quite where you're going. There is an essence of people, of anyone. You can grasp their essence. I have a friend of mine who is able to imitate people by just sort of suggesting what that person, how they walk or how they talk, just the essence of it. And you're like, God, that's unbelievable. And that's essentially what I was trying to do, if I remember correctly, to grasp the essence of how a woman walks, how a woman, what the ideal woman or the idealistic woman would be like. And I tried to perform that, if memory serves correctly. Okay?